Timeline changes when Vaggie says that you should stop Vox. Lucifer would say, okay, I'll just warn him. I won't hurt him. I wanted him to say this, so, well, you'll see. Since Lucifer said he would just warn Vox, Vox heard this and knew that Lucifer wouldn't hurt him. So, everything would go like in canon, as he just stood there and began to sing, mocking him, using everything against him. This pissed Lucifer off more and more as Vox looked at him, but he knew Lucifer would never hurt him. After all, it'd mess up the hotel's image. It would mess up his daughter's image, and he's a family man. He would never, when suddenly, Lucifer's fist would go through Vox's stomach. Then Vox would fall to the floor, dead. As Vox just laid there, a pile of junk and a pile of trash. As everyone was shocked, the crowd stopped cheering. Lucifer's anger boiled over. Suddenly, the angels would come down and say, "We brought gift baskets!" As then, Charlie would say, "Dad, what did you do?" Lucifer would say, "I didn't mean to." As they didn't know what to say, suddenly Velvet would grab and say, "This bloody..." As then Valentino would grab back and say, "He killed him! He killed him!" As he pulled out his weapons, began to blast at Lucifer. It did nothing, but Lucifer would just disappear. As Valentino would have a nervous breakdown, Velvet would grab the mic and give a speech, saying, "Vox died protecting us. Vox died trying to move us forward by hell's royalty, controlled by angels," as she pointed at the Seraphins, as they all began to boo them. Velvet would say, "They struck him down. They killed him because they were scared of him. They were scared of his strength. Lucifer's nothing but a coward, and he's an angel." As they all booed the Seraphins, Sarah would say, "I knew this was a bad idea." Luke would say, "I can slaughter them all, not funny." As they all disappeared, Charlie would go, "Wait, no, don't. Dad!" As then she would run towards Dad and tackle him. She was a bit more angry in this timeline, considering that he literally killed him. So Charlie would tackle him and say, "What have you done? Why would you do this?" Lucifer would say, "He was a bad person. I know he was, but everyone deserves to change. That's our point of the hotel. And he was popular. Not everyone's going to go against us. This is your fault, Dad. Why did you do this?" As Charlie would stare Lucifer in the face, Lucifer would sigh and say, "Charlie, I didn't mean to hurt you. I just..." As then Charlie would say, "Away," as then he ran. As Valentino would blast at Charlie, Charlie would disappear. As the crowd was in anger, the crowd was enraged. As Alastor was upset, now that Vox was gone, his plan kind of failed. As Alastor was beaming with rage, he simply broke the ropes and left. Now, normally someone would try to stop him, but since Vox, the head, was dead, and now it was up to Velvet and Valentino to find out who was in charge, it's pretty obvious that he had no reason to stick around. As he walked around, he didn't really know what to do now. He hated that he was under Rosie's control, as suddenly someone he hated even more would walk behind him and say, "Hey, Alastor." As then Alastor would turn and see Lucifer, he would say, "What do you want?" Lucifer would say, "I want to make a deal. Don't you like deals?" Alastor would go, I suppose I could use a deal. I do need to get out of my situation." Lucifer would say, "Tell me about it." Alastor was desperate. He hated Lucifer, but he had no other choice. As Alastor and Lucifer were talking, we cut to Velvet and Valentino. As Valentino put out his weapons, he would shoot at Velvet. Velvet would use her Instagram followers to shoot back at Valentino, knocking him down. Now, I don't really know who's stronger. I mean, social media is like big as hell right now, so she's probably stronger, to be honest with you. But I really don't know how Valentino's power works. And I think the internet might be bigger than TV, so I think if we go by that logic, Velvet would be the strongest. But obviously Vox is the strongest, so it obviously goes more than that. But yeah, Velvet and Valentino would battle each other. Valentino and Velvet fought each other with everything they had. Valentino pulled out his weapons and blasted Velvet. Velvet would use arrows to blast back, as she did a live stream, explained herself, trying to give herself more power with her followers. As they both continued to battle each other, they almost killed each other. They fought and fought and fought with blood, sweat, and tears. As Velvet would say, "I'm the damn leader, you know." As Valentino would say, "No, I'm the successor," till Vox would appear and laugh and say, "You're both so stupid." As she would say, "Vox, you're back?" "No, You're both just so delusional and losing so much blood you're imagining me. You need to take care of yourselves. As they both sighed and would just go and patch themselves up. As then we cut back to Alastor and Lucifer. As Lucifer would say, so is it a deal? Alastor would say, so you'll free my soul if I do it. Yep. Alright then. Let's do it. Although I think it's quite tacky. As Charlie was in her hotel crying, she could hear the cries of war. There might be a riot attacking the hotel. Vox was a loved figure. Vox really routed up all the masses just for him to get killed in front of everyone. Every time someone is assassinated, every time someone popular, someone loved, or even someone people hate but has a large following dies, it leads to anger, and it leads to controversy. You've seen this with a modern example I will not mention because if I did, the comments would blow up, but you all know that guy who was assassinated recently. Let's just continue. As then, she would hear arguing out the door. As she ran out, she would see Lucifer, as her eyes would turn red. Charlie was ready to strike. Charlie was ready to kick them out. Charlie was ready to, punish them. As Charlie got ready to attack Lucifer, suddenly he would laugh and say, "Oh, Charlie, I messed up your pathetic little dream. Oh, you really thought you could save people? You almost did, if it wasn't for me." As in, another Lucifer would appear and say, "What are you doing?" As in, Charlie would say, "What? Why are there two Lucifers?" As one of them turned into Alice, said, "Oh no, you got my evil plan to mess up the relationship with your father, because I was jealous about how great he was." As in, Alastor instead would say, "Really? That's the lines he told me? This is never going to work." As then Charlie would go, "Oh, I can't believe I didn't believe you, Dad," as she hugged him as they hugged back and cried. As Charlie would say, "Get out, Alastor," as Alastor would disappear. As in, Lucifer and Alastor. As Lucifer and Alastor had another plan. After Charlie was fixed up, they knew an attack was going to happen in the hotel, so Lucifer had to act fast. As we cut to Rosie, Rosie would be sitting down. As Alastor would walk up to her, she would say, "You tried to get away from me. Yes, you did. Made your own little plan with Vox. Thought if he became stronger than you can get free. When in actuality, he could never do it. Lucifer destroyed your plans." Alastor would say, "Actually, he helped." As suddenly Lucifer would walk through the door. As Lucifer walked through, Rosie would say, "Wait, what is going on? Oh, no. Lucy, you can't just..." As Lucifer would snap his fingers, she would blow up instantly. As he would say, "There, happy?" Alastor would say, "Wow, you have a lot of power. Why don't you use it more often? Because I don't like doing this. I shouldn't have... If only there was a rule where I couldn't do this." Alastor would say, "That sounds like it'll make more problems than fix." Lucifer would say, "You think?" "Yeah. Almost divide the fandom." Lucifer would say, "Fandom, don't worry about it." As in, Lucifer would leave and go back to the hotel. As then, an angry mob would begin to swarm the hotel. As all the sinners rushed in to burn it down, to destroy what was left. The hotel is now a symbol of destruction and a symbol of death, a symbol that killed Vox, the man that tried to save hell. As they would burn the hotel to the ground, Charlie could easily stop them, so could Vaggie, but Charlie would watch and cry because she didn't want to hurt anyone anymore. As she just watched her hotel, her dreams die, as Vaggie and Lucifer sat beside her. As the hotel was destroyed, so were their dreams of being redeemed. They could just build another one, but hell hates them now. Even though Vox is dead, even though the V's are destroyed and will never be able to recover, hell hates the Has-Been Hotel. Hell hates them, because Vox is now a martyr. Even if he was a bad person, even if he was just trying to betray them, the fact that he's dead now, it means that hell will never trust them. And the hotel is gone. Not out of fear, not out of desperation, but out of a choice. A choice of respect. Because now, hell will never allow a hotel to exist. Especially one that led to the death of someone so beloved.